Hello all. So it's pretty nice out again today, summer every day. It's been no winter to speak of. They're calling for some possible showers the next couple of days. We'll see. Probably be pretty irradiated anyway if it did happen. What I wanted to speak to you today about was the situation on the planet today. I went to a site to get what the stability factor was of the planet, you know, each country, how stable they were. I've gone to this site many times in it over the years, and since 2000 it has gone more and more into the browns, reds, and yellows, or oranges, and less into the greens, until today there's only two countries that are green, and one of them is Greenland and the other one is Sweden. So those are the only two countries left on the planet that are in the green, and everyone else is in the unstable range. Does that surprise you with the practices that have been going on since the year 2000? And here in the US we all know what happened in the year 2000. So on that subject, let's go to what seems to be happening with Russia, China, India, Japan, South Korea. What do they all have in common? That's right, they're becoming a union. They're becoming a group of countries. And this is what I mean. Iran's exports in the last 4 months, since November, have gone up 1.16 million barrels per day. Why is that? Well, it's because their exports have risen, and they're rising by the big four countries that are now buying oil from Iran are China, India, Japan, and South Korea. Soon that might be Russia as well. And as we see, there's a big enough group there where they could easily end the petrodollar from being the US into maybe the ruble or the yen, depending on what happens. But change is happening on this planet, and we're right seriously in the midst of a crash of all kinds of things happening all at once. Yes or no? We've seen this before in the world, and we saw that population of the world went into the dark ages for hundreds of years. So it really tells you how important it is going to be to get people who can lead into office around the world and get rid of this old stagnant dead weight that's in the offices now around the planet. And again, stop supporting the big corporation, because the big corporations are at the base of all this. They're the ones bringing down the wages, upping the prices on food and precious metals and oil and all that sort of thing. Yes or no? Getting the nations to fight with each other, which is just absurd considering the situation we're in. But what I wanted to do was try and figure out what's going to happen in the future, because I'm getting so many questions about when's this going to happen, when's that going to happen, how come this hasn't happened. And in many cases it has started happening, it's just at a slower pace than what you thought it might come at, or it's at a faster pace that you didn't even see it come and go. So I've decided to make a machine where all of us could take part in it, decide and try and figure out what's happening in the future. Let me show you what I mean. Now you guys remember from the old video days on this channel how we used to take numbers and I'd put them on the board, cover them up with a piece of paper, and then as videos went on you'd guess what the number was, and then later on we would reveal what the number was and how close everyone was. Let me show you. So it was usually up in this corner. I'd put down a number and I would have it covered up with a piece of paper, and then on another video I would show you the number. Well, I wanted to invent another machine that used this principle, because usually you guys would vote or get the numbers right around there. It would be pretty close to the number that was written down on the board. So I've decided to make a new machine. Let me show you. Okay, we've been working at this for some time, trying to get this machine down and figured out. So what this machine today is about is yes or no. It's either yes or no. And the way the machine works is that you have to get yourself into the zone of fuzz. You know, we go into a zone a lot, but we usually go more in a broader sense. We're trying to focus now. And once you get into the zone of fuzz and you think about yes or no, you don't worry about the question. What you're worrying about is the answer. You can only get that through this zone. Once you get there, come back to this video and write down either yes or no. What will the questions be of? Well, the questions will be about the future, the world future, not a particular country in this particular question. Each question will be different. It may be yes or no or something else, but it'll be a two-answer kind of thing. And after a year or so, we'll find out whether this machine works or not, whether it really will get us closer to what is really going to happen or not, just purely by entering the zone. So, where is the question? The question is right here. So after you come out of the zone, you put your yes or no answer, and we have enough yes or no answers. Even on the next video, I could reveal to you what the question is, and that'll get us closer to what the future holds for us. And we'll know it, while others will not. And we'll know within a year whether this question was answered correctly, yes or no. Does that make sense? Good. Now, with that, we'll see you next time. And thank you for the comments. They were really good last time, as they usually are. And the thumbs up, and we have a new subscriber. We've only lost, about 3 or 4 in the last month or so, because every time I talk about particular politicians, there's always those that are watching that happen to like those politicians and unsubscribe. So hopefully you won't do that. This is just about what is, and no politics on either side. I don't care about any parties. I care about the truth, and that's what we're about here on What Is. So until next time, yes or no.